for students to learn how to work through the process of anything, any issues that they have, because children from a young age these days are going through things that I can't believe, really. It just breaks my heart to think about what children are thinking about at the age of 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. When I was a kid, you were growing up, you played outside, you went to the beach, you did this, you did that, and all the rest of it. But yeah, this would be absolutely fabulous in the school, Sharon.
Yeah.
Walk us through some of the stuff and show me the book that you're going to show me.
Yes. So I just briefly spoke just before regarding, doing art with household items. So using things around the house that you have that doesn't have to be particularly art supplies. So using forks, for example. I love using forks as a little art tool because it gives us some really good shapes. Cotton buds is another thing that I love, because you can get really nice dots. I use little lids off, like this lid off my water bottle, I can use as a stamper.
Oh, right.
So I can stamp little circles, or if I use that side, I'll get like a little circle, or I know this is a bit naughty, but like the edge of a cup. You can get a plastic cup.
Why is it naughty? Why is it naughty?
Your glass cup, you can wash it, but
Yeah,
kids don't go and get stuff out of the cupboard. But
yes,
you can
do so.
You can use little things like the little Chuck super wipes.
Yes,
it's quite textured, so painting a little piece and sticking it down like a stamp, or bubble wrap. I love bubble wrap.
I've never thought of bubble wrap.
Yes. Now I buy like little magazines, and I create little books like this.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah.
a lot of these little things are cut out things of a book. So I actually was on a 2-week break over Christmas. Mind you, I worked every day. However, I started creating this little mini art journal.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's just a little mixed media. And what mixed media is using a lot of different materials. So paint, pencil, I cut things out of magazines, just using like little textures and things like that. So this one was my little mocktail page. So I cut out like some little drinks, and then this one, I think I wrote a little poem. Yes, I did, just there, just made me want to write a little bit of poetry because I love writing. And a little recipe. See, just there, a little recipe of the little mocktail drink.
Oh, wow.
And it just created a little cute page. This one was the travel. So just picking little bits of travel pictures and stickers. I love stickers. Kmart is amazing. You can buy little packs of stickers for like $3 or $4. This one was just a little same thing again. I just used like a reverse. So I just did a circle, drew a circle and painted, drew a circle and painted. And all of these are just little cutouts of magazines. And then I just got some paint and flicked it on. And I think this is the little lid, the little circle there you can see is the lid of the drink bottle.
Right.
Stamping it down. So you can make like beautiful art just with
that's
with anything, right? And really, really simple. This one the same. I've used the little lid,
I love the colors.
Yes.
Colors. Yeah.
And I found a beautiful little poem in a magazine, so I've just stuck that in, and just get a little bit creative and just be like just do layers and layers and layers and stick things over things. And this is another little one. This was my hot day summer thing.
Wow. But
so
getting a bit creative, that is extremely creative. And it's beautiful because you can sit that on your coffee table. Someone can pick it up and flick through it and enjoy it, and they can have some inspiration and go away and do something themselves. So do you teach that as well?
I do. And the biggest thing I teach people in art is patience.
Oh, What's
it's
that?
it's one of the hardest things to teach. And
Yeah, because I want it done.
Yes, and this is the biggest thing, right? I tell all my kids, you must have patience, because they want to do something and they want it done now in 10 minutes, because we're a society now where everything is now, happening right now. I want it now. It happens now. I get it now. And there's no learning about patience. And in art, if you want to, well, I shouldn't say if you want to do good art, if you want to do mindful art, you need patience. And some of my paintings take me 40 hours to paint, and that's a long time.
When you mean mindful art, explain that.
Okay, so you're not just doing art for a purpose, like to get a picture, because a lot of people go, yep, I want to paint this picture, and they go in and they're all crazy. I'm like, just explore the colors. Like, and I'll make people blend, just blend the color. And we add, you know, white and pink and magenta. Let's see what comes out of that color. And they're like, what? Just go slow, do it slowly, just mindfully. And they go, ooh, that looks good. Because it's like when you slow down, you see. But, you know, they go in going, I need it done now. No, just go slow and be mindful about it. What happens if you add another blob of paint to that and start blending that? And they're like, what? See what happens. And you'll see people go, oh. And it's like, what's the worst that will happen?
You can paint over it.
That's it, right? And this is
many a time I've done that.
This is the thing, right? Is you really just need to explore and be mindful. So, you know, even in these artworks that I've done, I have no clue what I'm going to do. So what I start with, say on this one, for example, I started with that sticker of the bag and I went, I'm going on a holiday. So then from there, I thought to myself, what does a holiday color feel like for me? So to me, a holiday color is green. So I started painting the page green. So that's where I started. So this is where the mindfulness comes in. So I have a green theme. So then from there, I found the tree, which was green. And then I found this little hat, which has got a green ribbon on it. So it was like this theme started to come together just from this bag picture that I found. And then I found the word travel. So there was my little holiday page theme. And then I've got the little camera and then the little beach ball, because I always love to go to the beach when I'm on holidays. And that all kind of came together. So just having patience around the artwork and just exploring, and what does this mean for me? What does the color green bring to my mind? It brings to me palm trees, because I love sitting under a palm tree by the beach. So you can really
taking photos of palm trees.
Yeah, so you can really start to get this real visual image in your mind about this travel, and it'll take you somewhere. And, you know, my holiday destination, and then I've got a little ticket, which is a rail ticket. I probably wouldn't ever go on a train, but, you know, it's kind of interesting. It's got a green leaf on it, right? So, you know, it's just really like bringing in that whole expression and the mindfulness and just the letting go of that fear and letting go of that perfectionism and letting go of, you know, what the outcome's going to be, because it doesn't really matter. And I love art journaling. I talk a lot about art journaling on my page.
Do you recommend a specific book for art journaling, or you can just use anything you like?
Anything. So there's a form of art journaling that you can do called junk journaling, and it's just using things around the house, like say like a cereal box. You might cut that up and use the cardboard of that as the cover. My cats are coming for a visit. So you could use that as a cover, and you use the image on the cereal box as maybe a part of your art journal. And then you might poke holes in that and just put pieces of paper in it that you find. I love cards, like birthday cards or Christmas cards. And like, what do we do with those cards? I've got drawers and drawers and drawers of cards, right? I now use the cards for art journaling because some of them have beautiful pictures on them. So
They do.
You can cut the pictures out and repurpose that material. Some of them have beautiful sayings in them. So you could cut those out and use the words in the art journal as some poetry. So I love repurposing things. If I get flowers, I got flowers the other day for Valentine's Day. My beautiful partner bought me flowers. Well, when they were starting to die off, I pull the leaves and I scatter them out and I dry them out. And I use the leaves. I stick the leaves into art journal, and I might drop a little drop of essential oil on it. So when you open the book, you get the smell from the leaf. It's beautiful. So again, just thinking out of the box that you don't need a million art supplies. You can really use anything, like anything around the house.
It's quite amazing. You just give me so many ideas. It's like, wow, what can't I do now?
I know, right? And, like string, for example, you can get twine, like that jute twine.
Yeah.
And you can use that, drip it in paint and drag it down a page and see what comes out, and then create some art around that.
Oh,
my mind goes a little bit crazy when it comes to creativity, and it's again just thinking in a different way. And as I said, everyone's creative, but we just need to tap into it.
Allow yourself to tap into it, and allow yourself the freedom of expression, so that you can see what you've created and sit back and look at it and say, wow, I love this. I want to do more of it.
Yeah.
Oh God, if I had lots and lots of time, I'd be doing lots of art journaling. I will be starting art journaling now.
Well, see these little ones, and the reason why I bought a little book, because I'm very time poor. These only take about a half an hour. They're not very long at all. So just a half an hour of time, and I did a couple of these on one Saturday afternoon watching a show on Netflix.
Do you know what you could also do? You could create the journals for your students. You could have sheets of paper with colours and all sorts of things, which are just sat inside the front page of the book. Give it to them and get them to create their own journal.
Yeah, exactly. So there's so many things that you can do with it. And, this is the really good thing about, art journaling. It's a great way to explore, a great way to explore emotions. I do have and I can maybe share it on the page later. I do have a PDF mini book that gives you some ideas on how to start an art journal. Just some, little tips and tricks and ideas on types of art journals you can have, like a travel journal or a personal journal, a dream journal, an emotions journal. I've got one that anything. I've got one that I do when I go out in nature, and I write about sounds that I hear. So I'll just close my eyes and listen, and I'll hear a cricket buzzing, or I'll hear something rustle in the grass, or I'll hear a dog barking, and then I'd start writing about that. So it's really just bringing all of the emotions and the senses into the creation.
See, you could even do that. I walk every day and I listen, and I kind of meditate as I walk, because I'm listening to the sound of the water. Now, the water can be very calm, or it can be really rough. Hear the sound of your feet, hear the sound of people's feet, hear the voices see the sky, the stars, the moon, all those sorts of things, that you could create the experience you had on that walk.
Yeah, definitely. And the other thing you could do too with that is, before you go for a walk, think of a color. So you might say, okay, I'm going to think of the color orange. And while you're on that walk, take notice of everything that you see that's orange and take a photograph of it. And then come back and see what the meaning is behind those items that you found on that walk.
It's quite interesting, because I take photos all the time when I go for walks.
Yeah. And could you incorporate that into an artwork?
Absolutely. I have thousands of photos.
I love it.
And I take photos of a particular palm tree that I see all the time. I've decided that I'm going to take a photo of it every day that I walk.
Yep.
For the whole year.
Beautiful. I love
the same
that.
tree, because you see it differently in different lights.
Yes. So, amazing.
Yeah. So you could create art journal out of that.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lady that I follow on Instagram who is an art therapist, and she's been doing a leaf a day. So she goes for a walk and finds a leaf, and she creates something out of the leaf.
I use them as bookmarks.
Yeah, it's
love my leaves.
It's beautiful.
Bookmarks. Yeah.
You know, you can just be really out there with it. It doesn't, and that's what I say, you don't have to be good at art to do art therapy.
Oh, absolutely not. You've inspired me, and I hope you've inspired so many people listening. And Sharon, we have to go now, but tell us where people can get in contact with you. How can they get in touch with you and talk to you about what you do?
Yep. So I have a website, which is very easy. It's my name, sharonveness.com.au.
And Veness is Veness.
Correct. Yes. I also have a group on Facebook called Creative Abundance Community, and then in brackets, Art Therapy. So you can join the group, and I do lots of little talks in that, little bits of inspiration, little challenges. There's lots of beautiful posts that people share. So Creative Abundance Community Art Therapy is my group. It is private, so, you know, not the world at large cannot see things that you post. We do keep it private.
Yeah.
And I also have another group called Creative Kids Community, which is for parents with children that want to learn things about kids and, you know, maybe expression. Yeah. So I've got the two different groups.
Beautiful.
But everything pretty much is on the website, phone number, email, you know, there's everything's on the website, everything that we do. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sharon. It is time for the news, and then after the news, it's a Monday Mash with Sam, and we are going to go to the news now.